What is good, y'all? It's the Boom-BapHistorian back for another album review, and here it is in 2025, and wouldn't you know it, we get a new project from Memphis Bleek. Memphis Bleek came onto the scene, of course, through The Rock, Jay-Z, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleek. He hit us with Coming of Age, The Understanding, 534, Made, and here he is in 2025 with Apartment 3D. I've always been a fan of Bleek. I know from a lyrical standpoint, Beanie Siegel gets, more push and for good reason, but I've always been a fan of Memphis Bleek. I've always liked Bleek's style, his style of music. So it was pretty refreshing to hear a new project from Memphis Bleek. Again, growing up in the 90s, it wasn't until, he came on the scene in the kind of the mid to early, late there, and then dropped his first project in 1999. First we get Slick Rick, and now a new project that just seemed to drop, at least for me, it kind of dropped out of nowhere. Maybe there was some heads that knew this album was going to drop, but I did not. So this album, Apartment 3D, was released on June 20th of 2025. So let's get right into it. It comes in at 11 tracks, and it's 31 minutes long. So let's get right to the track listing. Unfortunately, I have some previous notes, and those were lost, so I'm just going to have to kind of remember what tracks I kind of enjoyed, but I have the overall rating. So it starts off with Do Rag Bleek, Still Rock, You Should Know, On My Way featuring John Rise, Holla at Cheech, I'm the Type, King's Design was really dope. Three Kings was also very dope. Smoke Doja and Benny the Butcher. Believe It featuring Cruzano. Choosing You featuring RJ. And then the final track with the shout out to Hove with Word to Hove. So for me, again, I think this is one of those nostalgia projects. I just enjoyed listening to it. My overall rating for this one is going to be 3 mics. I just enjoyed listening to it. It wasn't, it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't anything stellar, but I just thought it was a solid project. But most of all, it was just good hearing a new project from Memphis Bleek. A lot of heads in the 90s, obviously, The Rock with, Beanie Siegel and Memphis Bleek, and of course, Jay-Z, State Property, Young Guns, Chris and Neef. I mean, that was a huge thing back in the day, that mid to late 90s. And then, I think, as days kind of went off, and of course, Freeway, you can't mention Freeway in that mix as well, which Freeway is probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite MC from that group. And then, he continued to, Beanie Siegel, didn't really stay too much relevant. Freeway did, obviously, and I mentioned one of his projects in my series with the Jake One. Didn't hear too much from Bleek. I mean, really, the last time that we heard from Bleek was probably, it was the last time we heard from Bleek. Probably it was 2022, but 2012 possibly. I mean, The Movement, Kush Volume 2, The Return. But whether you really believe what those projects were, where they were from. But previous to that was 2005 with 534, which I actually enjoyed that project. I thought it was pretty dope. But nonetheless, here we are, 2025, a new project from Memphis Bleek, Apartment 3D. Overall rating for this one is 3 mics. Let me know who your favorite member of The Rock is. Is it Memphis Bleek? My guess is it's probably Beanie Siegel or possibly Freeway, but let me know what you think of Bleek. Let me know what you think of this project if you've heard it. And also, if you get an opportunity, hit me up with what you feel is the best project from Memphis Bleek up to this point. Other than that, stay tuned. A lot more reviews, as I got a lot of music that, of course, dropped last week. And I know there's going to be a lot of stuff that probably drops tonight as well. So stay tuned, y'all.